Hey, Catherine. Oh, I missed the first person that joined. Wow, those names pop in so quick I can't see them. Sorry. Good morning. Happy Starbucks to you. Hey, Mom. We're down in Loganville. Good morning. Oh, Cynthia. We have Sesame Street as our background music because we're down here with the twins today. I'll be down here with the twins tomorrow, too. But their grandpa's here with me today, so they can... Hey, Tanya. Hey, everybody. He can help wrestle them while I'm talking, because today's teaching is pretty long. I'm not going to even read it all. I didn't bring the book with me. I just brought the large text. And it's like... I mean, it's 190 in the workbook, and it's 2 tiny print pages long, so we're not going to read all that. But it's talking today about the choice that we have. We talk about this a lot. Oh, I'm actually about to read to you from the wrong one. Hold on. Obviously, I need to drink more coffee. Let me get myself together here. Cheers. Okay. It says, I choose the joy of God instead of pain. So we talk a lot about that choice we have every day to choose love or fear. And so I'm going to read some pieces out of this, and then I'm going to offer some suggestions for, I choose the joy of God instead of pain. So then we have to consider, if we're not choosing, we have this choice to make every day, all day, and we talk about this every day. So if we're not choosing to feel better, then that's something for us to look at. So pain is a wrong perspective. When it's experienced, it's proof of self-deception. So the sign of, a panicked mind is believing a lie. I think that came from Martha Beck, but it comes out of Byron Katie's work too. If you're freaked out and afraid, it starts right here. You know, unless you're being chased by a bear, which could theoretically happen in our neighborhood, or a mugger in this neighborhood, because we're down in the city, in the suburbs. But unless you're being chased by an animal, if you're fearful and anxious and stressed out, hey, Linda, it's usually because of something going on in your brain. So that's what they're talking about. A panicked mind is a mind that's believing a lie. And that's what they're saying here. When you're experiencing a lot of pain, it's because you're experiencing self-deception. Hi, Linda. Virtual hugs. I'll take those hugs. So let's see. There's a lot of complicated language in this one, so I'm just trying to skim through. Pain is a sign that illusion is in place. Pain is a sign illusions reign in place of truth. Our pain comes from our stories that we tell ourselves. Most of our stories are false, almost 100% of the time. If pain is real, there is no God. If God is real, there is no pain. For vengeance is not part of love, and fear, denying love and using pain to prove that God is dead, has shown that death is victor over life, and that's not possible. Peace to such foolishness. The time has come to laugh at such insane ideas. There's no need to think of secret sins and savage crimes with weighted conscience. It is your thoughts alone that cause you pain. I'm telling you, these 2 pages are like so complicated with the language. But this sentence stands out. It's lesson 190, verse 5, or section 5. It is your thoughts alone that cause you pain. Nothing external to your mind can hurt or injure you in any way. There is no cause beyond yourself that can reach down and bring oppression. No one but yourself affects you. I wish we were raised with more of these concepts so that we didn't have to spend so much time undoing them. But the thing is if we practice every day, they can be undone pretty quickly. There is nothing in the world that has the power to make you ill or sad or weak or frail. It is you who has the power to dominate the things you see merely by recognizing what you are as a child of God, as a son of God, as a daughter of God, as a extension of source energy, a piece of the whole. It's like we've talked about, or I may not have been this group. Yeah, I wish we all had been taught this stuff as a child. You can't separate yourself except in your mind. And that's what they're talking about, is that the mind is the great liar, the storyteller. It doesn't mean that we have to hate our mind. We shouldn't hate our mind, because then we get into that whole splintering off thing. But it is important to recognize that the mind's like a little kid. It just spins stories all day long about how terrible things are and about how things should or shouldn't be. But you can't separate yourself from the source. That's proven in quantum physics. You cannot separate yourself from what makes up the actual universe. You can't, it's like the thing with the ocean. A wave cannot be separate from the ocean, even though it looks separate. It looks different. It's up higher. We got a crying baby. If you'll pick her up and carry her around, she'll stop. She's not going to stop like that. She's fussy. She wants her mom, and we're not her mom, and so we suck. And then somebody else explained it to me. And actually, I can't remember who it was, but that God is like water in that it comes in different forms. So ice is still water. Steam is still water. Rain is still water. Yeah, Ashlyn is just like super fussy. She's teething. Her canines are coming in, so she's like a little hellion at the moment. And then the other one's laughing her butt off over here. So when you recognize that and think about how you can't be separate when you're hurting, yeah, I like the ice metaphor. Yeah, I just gave her, well, actually I just tried to give her some Tylenol, and she kind of punched me in the face, and it was ugly, so I snuck it in her bottle. When I get done here, I'm going to put them down for a nap. So let's see here. Let me look here. The world represents your thoughts, and it will change entirely as you change your mind and choose the joy of God as what you truly want. It is what we truly want. We truly want that deep, satisfying connection to the source that leaves us in a place where we choose what we pursue instead of feeling a craving that we have to fulfill, or feeling an internal pressure and a compulsion to pursue. It's much different to pursue a promotion at work because you want that challenge and because you feel like you're ready to stretch and grow, over feeling like if you don't get that promotion, you're going to not be good enough. I mean, that's completely different energy. But it starts with choosing what you think and taking control in here. If you aren't taking control in your mind first, if you aren't addressing the war in your own head, nothing outside of you is going to change that much. Heath, if you'll take her out in the front yard or the backyard, she'll stop. Poor baby. So it says, lay down your arms and come without defense into the quiet place where heaven's peace holds all things still at last. Lay down all thoughts of danger and fear. Let no attack enter with you. I love this line right here. Lay down the cruel sword of judgment that you hold against your own throat, and put aside the withering assaults with which you seek to hide your holiness. Is that the most amazing image? Lay down the cruel sword of judgment that you hold against your own throat, and put aside the withering assaults with which you seek to hide your holiness. Our holiness scares us only because it's unfamiliar. The more familiar we get with it, the more we seek it. Yeah. The more we become familiar with that sense of holiness and that sense of connection, the more we seek that over the twinkly, sparkly things that distract us from it. Here you will understand there is no pain. Here does the joy of God belong to you. It's so sad how unkind we are to ourselves. Yes, it's heartbreaking the things we do to ourselves. We hurt ourselves a whole lot more than anyone else could ever hurt us. Bye-bye, troll. Uh-oh, cry, cry. Pain is deception, joy alone is truth. So a scared mind is believing a lie. A hurting mind is believing a falsity, a false thought. So again, we make the only choice that can ever be made. It's Grandpa's turn to handle the baby. So again, we make the only choice that ever can be made. We choose between illusion and truth. We choose between storytelling in our brain or the truth of who we are. Let our gratitude unto our teacher fill our hearts, as we are free to choose our joy instead of pain, our holiness in place of sin, the peace of God instead of conflict, and the light of heaven for the darkness of the world. Just 1 second. I'm going to get bottles. Just 1 second. Here. Here. Get this story later down back here on the couch, just flat on her back. Avery. Avery.
Look, Scootsies. We got Scootsies. Your hair, look.
Get her out from under that pillow. Ah, the magic bottle. Yeah. Oh, quiet babies. Babies love bottles. Okay, so let me read that last part again. And so again, we make the only choice that ever can be made. We choose between illusions and truth, pain and joy, hell or heaven. Let our gratitude unto our teacher fill our hearts, as we are free to choose our joy instead of pain, our holiness in place of sin, the peace of God instead of conflict, and the light of heaven over the darkness in the world. It's a big chapter. It's a big lesson 190. You can look it up on the internet. You can find this whole book on the internet. I would encourage you to read lesson 190 if you don't have the book, just because it's so complex. It actually needs to be read several times. But the key image for me is that it almost sounds like not a begging, but a beseeching. Like a beseeching that we lay down our arms. This one is very complex. Pain is the thought of evil taking form and wreaking havoc in your holy mind. Pain is the ransom you have paid not to be free. In pain, it appears that fear triumphs over love, and that time replaces eternity and heaven. And the world becomes a cruel and a bitter place where sorrow rules and little joys give way before the onslaught of the savage pain that waits to end all joy and misery. So, kind of dramatic words, but it's kind of a dramatic thing. It's asking us to save our lives. How many people do you know that have died after living a really extensive life of pain? And the power to change it was always within them. My wish for all of us is that we really grasp how huge our power is, and that we really do have the power to change it. We really do, on a day-by-day basis, on a moment-by-moment basis, hold that holy power within us. It's right here. We don't have to go get it. It's right inside of us all the time. The beseeching tone in this, and I haven't read this whole section, but I may, because I just almost feel the pull of the universe, like it's better over here. It's better in the heaven of your mind. It's what you really want. Everything you're asking for is right here. And all the material things come from that. We're so backwards. We're so backwards sometimes with how we seek so much outside of ourselves, from our family members, from our employers. Our disconnection with God is a man-made illusion. And the key word right there, and that's so true, is man-made. Whoops. Ooh, hold on. Oh, Timothy. Come here. Here, baby. Come here, baby. Come here. Oh, such a sad girl. Such a sad girl today. Such a sad girl. Well, let's see. What can we find for you to play with but not destroy? How about a bottle of allergy pills? You want to play with that? It shakes. She's not buying it. I'll probably let you guys go soon. Look at her little sappy. Look at hearts. Look. Look at hearts. You see? Isn't that pretty? Oh, you guys got her to smile. Isn't that pretty? Ooh, medication. A tiny drop of lavender over the skin of the area of teething. Well, we have lavender. We will get on that. She's super needy. Oh, yeah, allergy pills. Whew, childproof medication lids. So my question to you is, for the day and as you go through your day, if you find yourself aware that you're off kilter and you remember that you have a choice and you don't make the choice, be gentle with yourself, but ask yourself why. Like, why wouldn't you choose to remind yourself of your holiness? Why don't you, if you don't, why don't you choose peace? Sometimes all you can do is say, I want peace, and wait. And it takes a while. And it's not fun. But the only way to get there is to say you want it or ask for help getting it. Oh, thank God for the allergy pill bottle. Now she's singing. So a lot of people end up in therapy and in coaching and stuff because they know they have the choice and they know they could be thinking differently and taking control of their inner landscape, so to speak, but they don't make the choice and they allow themselves to stay in pain, and they don't seek out the tools. If you have the tools and you know and you're still not doing it, that's the point where you might want to get a coach or a therapist or a good friend and start picking apart the beliefs. So that's secondary payoff. If you're not choosing it and you're still just hanging out in a painful place in your mind, there's some secondary payoff that's coming from a usually deeply hidden belief that either you deserve that pain, or if you give that pain up, your needs won't get met. So people who like run themselves into the ground, because they haven't learned to say no and set boundaries, can use illness or daily life drama as a way of saying no, as a way of setting limits, instead of going through the struggle of learning how to say no to people who want things that you either don't want to give or don't have the energy to give or just choose not to give. If you can't say no, then you may use pain and suffering as a tool. So that's something to consider too. What do you think? Yay! Yay for medicine bottles. I think I'm going to try and get her down for a nap. After I put some lavender on her gums. Fussy butt. And then I'll be back down tomorrow and we can do this all over again. So just Google A Course in Miracles Lesson 190 and take a look at that text. The stuff that really stood out to me is from verse 5 down, but other things may stand out to you. I thought it was really powerful, but it's definitely not something that can be absorbed in our 15-20 minute chat here. Huh? Look at hearts. You see? Oh, on the skin. Oh, I thought. Oh, like right here, because it's her canine teeth down here. Okay, we can do that. And baby can take a nap. She had Tylenol in her bottle too. We snuck it in there. You see her like bulldogging out her lower jaw? Yeah, that hurts. So anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. If you guys have questions or if you have things that don't make sense on this Course in Miracles stuff, you can definitely always message me, DM me on Twitter, or find me on Facebook, and we can talk further in depth privately about that. That's totally fine. And then tomorrow we'll be back with another one. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you. The people who were on the broadcast the other day that got the oil samples, those are going to go in the mail probably not until Friday. I was hoping to get them in today, but that's not going to happen. Okay, see you later. Ashlyn, say, Ashlyn, wait, bye-bye. Hey, wait, bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye, hearts. Bye-bye, people. You're so welcome. She's like, what are you talking about, Gigi? All right, have a great day, guys. And remember to lay that sword down. Take it away from your throat. It doesn't belong there. Okay, bye.